stop this and let me know in the chat if the drums are too loud. We're not going to use the drums that much, but I thought I would at least turn them on. Alright, so what we're going to talk about some simple blues shapes. The first thing is, yes, my new course is out, and I'm so excited. I really worked hard on doing a 71-minute blues course. So it's for blues beginners, and I'm just going to show you a few really important tips that are actually from the course. So the course is about shape 1, which I think is really important. And the idea is if you take a C scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, do the 1, the flat third, not the regular third of C, but you do the flat third, and then you have the 4th, the sharp 4, and the 5th. So you have this idea of going up and down. I like to call this automatic pilot. And what this does, it helps you get situated with what in the world shape 1 is. And also I like to teach you to build up muscle memory by having each finger hover over one of the notes, and you press it all down, it sounds really bad. But then you have this idea of using finger 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and all the notes work in any order. Now I'm going to put left-hand chord voicings with this, but most of the course deals with either the right hand or the solo piano version of with the course, and so I'll show you a little bit about that. But the first beginning tips we're going to talk about, I will use these chord voicings of 3, flat 7, 9. This is what we do in our intermediate level blues things, but you have 3, flat 7, 9. So from a C scale, you have the third note of the C scale. That's where 3 comes from. The flat 7, there's the flat 7 and there's the 9. And the reason we call that a 9 is we have numbers spelling up to the flat 7, and when we have the flat 7, we add notes on top of that. You're stacking up notes, and then now that is a C9. So let's go ahead and play that chord. And I'm doing this for a little bit of support here. And what I want you to do is just practice going up and down the scale. You can go right hand only. And the rhythm I'm doing is quarter notes are 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. I'm doing 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So within this chorus, we don't just start there. We don't first, well actually we kind of talk about the pattern, but then we do simple things like the C and the E flat. Like these are super important notes to make sure we know. And so I could turn on a blues and just play those first 2 notes in any order, and then we go to 3 notes, and then we go to 4 notes, and then to 5 notes. There are a few little rules we break out of the shape 1 within this course, but there are so many different ways you can turn around the first 5 notes, and what it does is it also frees us up to do things with our left hand. For instance, solo piano, where you're doing this kind of sound. Now this is automatic pilot with C and G and C and A, finger numbers 5-2 to 5-1. So this is a great exercise. Now with my beginners, what I like to do is to teach you how to lock up the hands, and that is definitely a part of the course. And I always say that you can do things when you play them slow and straight. So if I do 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. What you have to do is figure out where the beats line up. So we have 1, these are together, C and G and C, 1, and when you get to that F, you're going to be on C and A. And when you get back to G at the top, you're on C and G again. And then notice that once again, I'm on F. That's really important. So we have a visual of where the C and A comes in with the F. Remember that you can play things slow and straight. Now in the blues, the 1 chord is going to at some point go to the 4 chord, and then we go to C, F and C along with the same pattern. These are great muscle memory exercises, and then it goes back to C. And then it's going to go up to G and do the same thing. Okay, so let me play through the entire blues. Now, this course is 71 minutes long, and it deals with the right hand solo piano at the end. And what it does is it takes shape 1. It shows you so many different ways to play shape 1. I'm actually going to show you several of them right now. If you're enjoying this video, especially for my beginners, make sure you like this video. That helps me know that you're enjoying this. And also, if you get a chance, just say hello in the chat. And for my intermediate players, as well as more of the advanced beginners, this is really important stuff. And let me show you why. Let me just demonstrate something. So if I learn shape 1, I know that I can not only play the blues in the key of C, but I'm going to be able to play whatever sounds I want out of those 5 notes, put them in any order, and it's going to sound great. Well, I take this one shape, and it doesn't matter what key we're in. If somebody says, all right, let's play a blues in F, well, I know this pattern and how it fits over the hand, or the fingers fit over each note that I need, and I can use any of those notes from the F blues. If I'm in G, same thing. We learn shape 1. So knowing shape 1 gives you a lot of melodic material, but it also helps you learn patterns that can really help you with your improvisation, and also focus on things like the left hand. So maybe I want to go and put a little rhythm with it, and you can do that by learning how to lock up the hands. Let me go back to C and demonstrate that. 1 and 2 and. Okay, with my F sharp, the beat came up where I did the and of 2. I went 1 and 2 and. I hit the chord again. And then on the and of 4, I was on the E flat. So even knowing those couple of mathematic things where you say and of 2 and and of 4, I can play a comping rhythm that has a really nice offbeat rhythm. I can start together 1 and 2 and. The F sharp gets the and of 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then on the way back down, that E flat gets the comping rhythm, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And then with solo piano, I can do 5-1 and of the C scale to 5 to 1-6, 1-5 to 1-6, C up to A, 1 2 3 4 5 6, and I can do those together. And when I go to the F, which is the 4 chord, I'm still on the C blues scale. Now I'm going to go to the 5 chord, which is C. And then all I did is a simple walking pattern we like to do at iMusicAcademy. We say 5, 3 of the scale. I'm sorry, finger numbers. 5, 3, 1, 2, 1. And you can use 5 if you want down there. It's just a walk up, what's also called a baseline turnaround. 5, 3, 1, 2, 1. I'm going C, E, F, F sharp, G. And I can play, if I want, I could play, or I can do a blues scale for if you're a little more advanced. If you're a little more advanced, you can do a C blues scale. Okay, so let's do this. I want to give you a few more tips when it comes to this comping chord and putting the hands together. And then I'm going to show you a lesson that we did this morning in our chord academy. We talked about how it's important to know left hand voicings, but also right hand voicings as well. Same voicing, but played in the right hand. And we talked about the importance of knowing the C triad bass line. Again, this has been a week about beginners, and creating this course has been something I've wanted to do for a really long time. I have a lot of really in-depth blues courses, and I wanted to get something to help the beginners out there, because I want to show you how this one shape can be transformed. Here's what to expect for those of you who end up getting the course. I've already had people, I had 2 people a little while ago get the course, and what my hope is that you'll dig into this. You have backing tracks, you have sheet music. It's just 2 PDFs, and you have 15 different ways to play shape 1. And then we talk about solo piano, and I demonstrate within the course how to use the backing tracks. So you have downloadable backing tracks, you have the PDFs, you have practice tips, and then of course a 71-minute time-stamped video that you can skip around wherever you want. So I really worked hard on this, and of course it tells you there in the description of what to expect in this course. The C minor blues scale, solo piano, backing tracks, sheet music. All right, let's keep digging in. If you don't get the course, that's absolutely fine. I just wanted to let you guys know this resource is available. I worked really hard on it, and thankful that you guys are here. And I do want to show you these tips that I think will help you. Now, if you're more of the advanced or intermediate player, I want you to still take these same concepts. I want you to learn shape 1, and then go up a half step. right? We call this the up-down approach. Go down a half step. So now I can play technically in any key by knowing this one shape, and it gives me a lot of confidence to focus on other things like the left hand. So don't think just because this is for beginners, this is not for you. This may be exactly what you need to get to playing in some different keys as well. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do again is I'm looking for the first person to say hello in the chat. I see we have people jumping in and out, and that's absolutely fine, but I would love to test out. I'm using a new stream service right now, so I'm going through the testing phase of making sure everything is working. So all right guys, here we go. Once again, we're going to go with this pattern right here. We call these chord formulas 3 flat 7 9. C, that's a C9 chord, a great simple voicing right in the middle of the piano, and it's a nice rich sound, so that my bass player, if he's doing triads or you're doing triads, you can use that as a great little bass line and a comping chord. In the left hand, if I use that as a voicing, I would use my right note 5, or my right hand 5-note pattern. So let's do automatic pilot going up. Starts together on beat 1, 1 and 2, and. The and of 2 gets the chord along with the F sharp. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. On the way back down, the E flat gets the chord. And notice after I do, the only time I do a downbeat is at the very beginning. I like to play a downbeat chord with the first note with C because I think it helps us sort of line up what we're about to do, which is all offbeats after that. So you have 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And remember that you can play anything if you do slow and straight. 1 and 2 and 3. Oh, let me do slow and straight. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. On the way up, it's F sharp. On the way down, it's E flat. Okay, so within the new course, I have the backing tracks, and I did this course a little bit different. I show you the notation on the screen, and I also turn on the backing tracks during the course. So something kind of new that it's my first time to do that in the courses, which I'm excited about. But let me just turn on this one of the tracks in the course, and this is 100 beats per minute, and I'm just going to show you the beginning parts where you can take automatic pilot. Kind of get familiar with that. Now it's C for 4 measures. Now it's going to go to F. And notice I'm still on the C first 5 notes of the blues scale. Now we're coming up on G for 1 measure. G13 to F13. Then it's going to go to C. Alright, so then let's just do C to E flat. Flat and F. Let's do C, E flat, F, or F sharp. I'm just going up right now. What about coming down? Down. What about C, E flat, F, F sharp, or G? Or down? One more time, here we go. There I'm just going G, F sharp, G, and go down. I kind of like that. All right, let me stop this really quickly. And once again, if you are enjoying this, please say hello in the chat. Definitely testing out this new software, and I've been working on it this morning with our groups. All right, a couple of people have liked it. That's very good. That at least helps me know you guys are out there. And if you have any questions, I would love for you to ask. So what questions do you have as we move forward with this? Now, what we're going to do now is, my hope by the end of this lesson, you're going to understand that we're going to use the 5-note pattern, 5-note blues pattern, but also you have a couple different chord voicings you can use. You can use 3, flat 7, 9, a great voicing for C blues. And then that goes to the 4 chord in its most basic chord progression of a simple C blues. Goes to 3 chords, C, F, and G. So the 1 chord is C, kind of scale C, D, E, F is the 4 chord, and the 5th chord is G. So simple blues, but we can use C9, which sounds really great. An F13, you get to that F13 by lowering the bottom 2 notes a half step. And then if you go up to G13, it's all white notes. It's the flat 7 of a G scale, the 3, and the 13. And so we have 3 chords, C9, F13, or G13. In my right hand, I'm doing any one of those notes. Now let me show you one of the 15 licks from the new chorus, and that is this. So notice that it's just one of those 5 notes. My fingers are hovering over each note that is possible from this one shape, and I go C, E flat, C, and I go F sharp, which is also called the tritone. It's a fancy word meaning a sharp 4 away. So C, D, E, F, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you sharp it by raising it. So it's a tritone. And I go 4, 5, and I go 4, 3, 1, 2, or my finger numbers. 1, 2, 1, 4, 5, 4, 3, 1, 2. So I'm going to take that as a great example of one specific lick that you can use as melodic material. Let me turn on the track and demonstrate that right now. Again, this course is mostly deals with right hand alone as you learn all these patterns with backing tracks, but then it talks about solo piano with the 1-5-1-6 pattern. But I'm going to play the left hand accompaniment, so don't let that scare you. Just know that I'm playing that as well. Here we go. We go. So I could just go automatic pilot up and down, getting familiar with the scale, which I think is really important. All right, let's do the lick again. Here we go. Just C and E flat. E flat and C. Up to G. Okay, let me stop that really quickly. Also, I need to know if the backing track is too loud or not. It's a little bit loud in my ears, but I just want to make sure it's okay for you guys. All right, hey Vicky, good to see you. All right, so here we go. Boom, ba, ba, da, 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 da. I like that a lot, and the one that I think I like that we just did was this. Ba, da, ba, da, or da, 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 ba. All of them work, and you can always turn it around however you want. Okay, here's a little more beginner advanced tip that I did that I want to show you. You take the first 5 notes and I go, or da 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 da, 3 4 3 2 3. That takes a little bit of time to get. So 1 2 3 3 4 3 2 3. That's all it is though. What's neat about that pattern is something I'm going to show you. We call this the secret sauce. No, there's lots of secret sauces, but if you go from C down 3 half steps, and I do the same thing, now I'm doing the A blues scale. That's a really fun little trick, and I hope everybody understands how that works. Is that if you go down 3 half steps from whatever blues key you're in, now you just unlocked a whole new shape 1, but now we're on the key of A, right, for the A blues scale. But the reason that works so good and together is because from an A, the A blues note is a really important thing from C blues. That's the root of C, that's the second note, that's the flat third. That's such an important note in our C blues, right? So we could do the first 5 notes of C, but part of this course, when I told you the whole course is on pretty much on shape 1 and the different ways you can use shape 1, but I also say that I do break the rules a couple of times, and one of those is going down 3 half steps from our root, and now you still do shape 1, but now you have all of these ideas. But listen how nice it sounds when I turn on the track and I do shape 1, but on the key on 3 half steps down from C. 1, 2, 3, we go. And 2 and 3. Now I went back up to shape 1 on C. And I don't have to do the little fancy part. I could go. And even when we go to F, I can do that. That was the blues scale. Okay, let me stop this really quickly. All right, so far, even just by knowing shape 1, and you go down 3 half steps, now you have the A blues scale, which sounds fantastic. Now what I want to show you is something that's really, we're going to call this a bonus, and that is the idea of minor third to major third. What in the world does that mean? Well, when we play our C minor blues scale, and the fingering for that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and you can go 3, 4, or 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's these same 5 notes, but then I come up with my thumb and I play the top. That is the C minor blues scale, which sounds really nice, but occasionally we want to make this a happy sound, a minor third to a major third. Ba-da, ba-da. And even if I go up to the A note, I could go ba-da-da-da-da-da. And what that is, that's like I think that's a lick from Blues Volume 1 of the idea of going up to the 6th note, 6 of the C scale, 5, 6, I go minor third down to 6, 5 root. But this idea of kind of that happy resolve sound that you do. And the reason that I mention that is because even with this 5-note blues scale and the C blues 5-note scale, you can actually bring a lot of life into that minor sound by doing an occasional 2, 3, 5. Or you could just roll up D up to E, or 1, 2 and slide up to E. And one way you can think about this is your C triad, right? And I'm just going minor third to major third, D, E flat, E, and G maybe. All those notes are going to work. I call that kind of a transition almost between A blues scale, C blues scale, and then a little bit of resolution going on there. Let me turn on the track and let's just listen to how that would sound. Let's start with A blues scale first. Or this. I'll just stay there for a minute. Now, here we go. Let me do that again. I'll start right on the minor third to major third. other lick that we worked on. Shape 1 again. A blues scale. Blues scale. Stop that for just a second. I hope that you guys are enjoying this. My hope is that you'll take this shape 1 and really dig in. And then the next thing is you have your A blues scale, which is really nice. And then the other thing we said is take this idea of 2, 3, 5, or just sliding in, getting a little bit of resolution from the minor third to major third. Okay, we're going to wrap up this lesson in just a few minutes, probably about 5 more minutes, but I want to get this 1-5 to 1-6 going. That makes sure you guys are good there. This actually is a part of the beginner's blues course that I did. And what you're going to do is you'll take automatic pilot and practice that. Now, if you're an intermediate player, hang on, because I want to show you something really important. So this 71-minute course is geared toward shape 1 and solo piano. Toward the end, it takes every single way all the 15 different ways we turn this around, and it shows you how to do this with left hand as well. And of course, there's sheet music and tons of video examples, 71 minutes worth. But if you're more on the intermediate level, take the same thing, go up a half step, right, and practice these same shapes up a half step. Now, let me go back to C. Let's go down to B. And what I want you to do is, from an intermediate standpoint, think about how much you played the blues and what keys you like to play the blues, and just know that these simple basic concepts are super important to be able to play in different keys. And that's what I love about the simplicity of this course is you learn this shape, this one specific shape, even on automatic pilot in the key of C. And when I say transpose to G, it's the same exact shape. Now we're in G. When I go to F, it's almost identical in F. If I go to F sharp, I'm up into the keys, but it's still the same hand motion. It still takes the same brain power to lock up the hands. So as you dig into this specific shape 1 in the key of C, just know that the muscle memory that you're building up will help you in all keys. If I go to E flat, same exact flow, same exact pattern. If I go to D flat. Okay, so you see what's happening? We're learning these simple patterns to help you in all keys. Okay, so what's up? Hey, thank you so much. I've been waiting for somebody to comment on this course. Of course, Vicky is in our main academy, so I expect Vicky to always jump on, but it's nice to see you, and I'm glad you're enjoying the lesson. Okay, so let's talk about, we've talked about how to take these simple shapes, and now what I want to show you is this idea of the triad. Do not sleep on the triad. If I play this in the key of D, it's the same fingering. If I was doing a D blues. If I go to E flat, it's the same fingering. If I do E blues, same fingering. 5, 3, 1 in the left hand. If I do F, you see what's happening? We're learning muscle memory to help us in any key. And so, again, the simplicity of this course is going to really help everybody out. Now, let's talk about this bass line. So normally we would be using the metronome on everything. And I do need to mention that in the new chorus, I have drum tracks. It's 2 different drum tracks, 100 beats per minute and 110. And so it's just you playing along with drums. And this will help you feel what it's like to play solo piano along with a drummer, which I think is really nice. But we're going to do quarter notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, even my beginners will get this concept. You're building up muscle memory. You go 5, 3, 1, just going up and down. What I like to do is put 4 and. So listen to this. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to go 4 and. So I go back down to the middle note, which is E, the third of the chord. Back up to the 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 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 1. You hear the difference, right? Here's quarter notes and half notes. I'm sorry, and the eighth notes on the and on 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2. Now watch what I can do here. I can go automatic pilot, or just doing it quarter notes for now. When I go to F, I'm going to do the same thing. I just picked up my hand and I went to F. Let me slow it down. And now it's going to go up to the 5 chord, which is G. And then I'm going to do the walk up that we did earlier. 5, 3, 1, 2, 1. Let me do that again. I could do 5, 1 to 5, 5, 2 to 5, 1. Or I could do quarter note triad bass line. Let me do that on C. Okay, another option is, let's say I was playing with a trumpet player and he's doing ba-da-da-dum. I could play a C9 comping voicing, or maybe I want to sing something. Ba-ba-ba-bum. Ba-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. C triad. G triad. Da-da-da-da-da. Let me do that again. 3 and 4 and ba-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And one more time. Ba-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. guys. I hope you've enjoyed this lesson. I think I'm going to go eat some dinner and maybe come back and do one more lesson. I did get this new software that I'm streaming with, so I'm hoping to test it. It's funny that in the past, many times you guys have, enjoyed the lessons and given me a small little donation. That's always much appreciated. And what I decided to do was use the software that if we ever do get a donation, I'm not expecting anybody to give me a donation, it'll say, hey, you gave a donation, and it makes a big deal out of it. So that's what I'm hoping to do, is make that special anytime somebody ever does support the stream. All right. Thank you, Viddy Well, for commenting and hanging out. Vicky, good to see you as always. And I will see you guys maybe a little bit later today. Have a good one. I think we're good. I'm glad that I at least got this thing to work.